Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Just at Misplay, and today we're going to talk about my experience being a new player to the game. I know we have a lot of new players entering the world of Flesh and Blood, and I just want to give my experience and hopefully give some great suggestions on where to get started. Don't worry, I am here to help you. Alright, we will figure this out. Before I start, I just want to give everyone who is new to the world of Flesh and Blood a big, warm welcome. I feel like you're going to love this community. It is so positive and there are a lot of great people in it, and I'm sure that they agree with me when I say welcome to Flesh and Blood. Alright, so you're thinking about getting into Flesh and Blood, but you're not sure where to start. My biggest recommendation for you is to pick a hero that you like or that appeals to you and buy a booster box that hero is in. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of great heroes, right? And some of you might be lucky enough to have two heroes that you like from the same set. So there are 10 different classes in Flesh and Blood right now. In Welcome to Rathe, you have your Warrior, your Guardian, your Ninja, and your Brute. And then in the second expansion, Arcane Rising, you have Wizard, Ranger, Runeblade, and Mechanologist. Currently, Crucible of War only has first edition products, and I would steer clear of that. Legend Story Studios just announced that they will be printing Unlimited for Crucible of War. It's pretty pricey, and wait for the Unlimited product. You're not missing out on much. Like, there's a lot of great cards in the set, but the prices are kind of ridiculous right now until Unlimited comes out. So don't you worry, we'll get around to that. Also, if you get into the game right now and you pick a hero, Monarch is coming up and there's going to be plenty of time to play with the cards that you have. And by the time you kind of get settled in, will probably be around the time that Crucible of War drops. So just keep that in mind, all right? There's two classes in Crucible of War, the Shapeshifter and a Merchant, which you don't really need those to play, and they're really, really expensive. So again, I would just steer clear of that and stick to the first 8 heroes. So once you pick a hero, let's say you like Warrior. If you can afford it, I would say to buy one Unlimited Welcome to Rathe booster box. That booster box is going to give you enough cards to play around and essentially make 4 Blitz decks for each hero from that set. Now, the cards that you pull will definitely vary, and you can pull enough cards to build 40 card Blitz decks. They won't be optimal. You're not going to pull the most optimal cards for that deck, but you're going to get enough cards in that booster box to where you can build a Blitz deck with the hero that you like, and you can do that for each hero and then kind of decide which hero you like more, and then you can invest more money into that hero if you so choose. So if you pull a legendary equipment, there's a good chance that's going to actually swing you over into playing that hero. And all the heroes seem like a lot of fun to play. I know I just told you to buy one box with one hero, but I'm sure there's people out there that are just like me, where I wanted to play Wizard and I wanted to play Guardian. And guess what? They're in 2 different sets. So what did I do? I bought one booster box of each. I bought one Welcome to Rathe booster box, and I bought one Arcane Rising booster box. I actually recorded those box openings. They're on my channel. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to check them out. Anyway, through my experience, one booster box is going to give you enough cards to build 4 Blitz decks, one for each hero. And again, they're not going to be optimal, but it's going to give you an idea on how to play the game, and it's a very basic way to start playing the game. And it's also going to decide whether or not this game is something you want to continue to invest in. And I got a feeling the answer is going to be yes. Now, if you buy one Welcome to Rathe box and one Arcane Rising box, that's going to give you so many options, and you can go in so many different directions with that. And also, that is going to give you enough cards to play with. You won't even have to touch Crucible of War, and you're going to have plenty of time until Monarch drops to figure out what you want to do, and also, more importantly, to figure out how to play the game. You can look at tutorials online on how to play the game, but of course, actually physically playing with the cards in your hand is probably the best way to learn. A couple more accessories that I would suggest is You just get some dice. I'm actually using these from a different card game. The dice are helpful, and I'm sure if you play any trading card game, you probably got a bunch of dice just laying around, but just in case you don't have them, just pick up a few dice and it'll help you out. Dice can be used to keep track of your resources and counters on your equipment. And I would also suggest to pick up card sleeves to protect your investment. These cards are valuable, right? A lot of these cards are worth over $100. If you pull a legendary or even a FABLE, that's like, it's a good amount of money. So you can't go wrong with dragon sleeves. I highly recommend picking up dragon sleeves. Not sponsored, by the way. And I got some perfect fit, and then I throw them inside the clear sleeves as well. Dragon Shield is always a high quality product and very reliable. I would say definitely run with Dragon Shields if you're gonna invest in this game. So let's talk about formats. There is Classic Constructed, there is Skirmish, and Legend Story Studios is currently working on a player versus NPC, I guess PvE format, where you actually team up and versus a creature or whatever the case may be, a boss. Seems really cool and really awesome. Looking forward to that. For just starting out, however, I would suggest playing the Blitz format. If you're not sure how to play the Blitz format, I made a video. It's a 5-minute video. It'll teach you everything you need to know. Video link in the description below. Check that out when you get a chance, all right? And thank you for watching. So I think you should start off with the Blitz format. A lot of the games are a lot quicker, and it'll get you a rundown on how to play the game and get you a good feel for the game, all right? In my experience, when I played my first game of Flesh and Blood, I drew my 4 cards, and I kind of just sat there looking at all the different options that I had. And you would think that only having 4 cards in your hand, there wouldn't be many options to do. Flesh and Blood, no. There are so many different options and ways you can play out your turn, and every little detail is crucial. And during my first turn, I was just looking at the cards in my hand and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and my brain was just going in circles, and I didn't have a valid answer. So what did I do? I made a very non-optimal play, and it worked out just fine. So my suggestion to you guys, that first turn where you draw those 4 cards, just do not even worry about making the most optimal play. Just try to play a card. Pitch something that's blue and try to play something that's red, and that is going to get the ball rolling. And I can almost guarantee that if you go into your first match with that mindset, when turn 3 comes around and you're getting ready to play, you're already gonna kind of figure out what the most optimal plays are. But it's just a matter of getting started. And like I said, the first game is a learning experience. So just pitch a blue and play a red and try to deal some damage to the opponent. All these experiences and how to make the most optimal plays are going to come in time. Do not try to rush these things. Just play and try to figure out the mechanics before you get in depth. And I feel like that's really going to help you out, is by not stressing out on the most optimal play on your first game of Flesh and Blood. So you want to embrace your misplays, because guess what? You're gonna make them, and that is how you learn. Did he just say that? He just said that. Misplay, just admit, that's how you learn, right? Let's go. Don't try to make the most optimal play during your first match. It's not going to happen. You're not going to make the most optimal play your first match. So just embrace the misplay, all right? Because you're going to misplay. You're going to forget that you can activate your equipment. Those things are going to happen. And you're going to forget that cards need to say go again, and that you can't just keep playing cards. A card has to say go again for you to be able to do something twice. And you're going to forget that. It just happens. Every player goes through this. Don't stress on it. When it does happen, take it as a learning experience and move on, and you will always keep that with you for the next game that you play. You're going to remember, oh yeah, I have to activate my equipment first, and then do this, and then play this card, and then attack. And again, you're going to figure that out as you go. So don't be discouraged if you're not making the most optimal play on your first game of Flesh and Blood. Keep it simple. Keep your plays simple. And once you tackle the most basic plays in this game, you are going to have a much better time. If you want more information about how to play the game, you can go to fabtcg.com. I'll put a link in the description. Once again, welcome to Flesh and Blood, and I am so happy you are here, and I'm sure everyone else in the community is too. This is a great game, and I'm sure you're going to love it. I hope that this video has helped you out, and if it has, please hit that thumbs up button. It goes a long way. It helps out so much. So before I start off, there are currently 8 of those classes are actually in booster boxes. How do I word this? There are 10 different classes in Flesh and Blood. Alright, so there are 10 different classes in Flesh and Blood. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my content and want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the like button. It goes a long way and it really helps out a lot. You can find me on Twitch at JustAddMisplay. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.